The NES era of the mid to late 80s was a fascinating time. R-rated films were turned into family-friendly NES titles by video game publishers who wanted to piggyback on the cultural impact of Hollywood blockbusters. In order to get away with bringing these home to the NES, developers stripped away gore, swearing, sex, and other disturbing themes. Parents and kids alike were duped into buying these games, all of which were too hard, had difficult controls, had no payoff if you beat the game, and barely resembled the movie they were based on. And because we want to relive our trauma and ask ourselves, how did these even get made? Next up, Russ and I discuss how Nintendo sold R-rated movies to kids. Welcome back to 4K Kings. My name is Matt.
And I am Russ.
And today we are back discussing how Nintendo sold us R-rated movies back in the late 80s, early 90s.
It destroyed my life.
Nintendo thought it would be a great idea to take R-rated, violent films and package them up so that little children like us could digest them.
My therapist said that they did a great job.
It was also, too, a time before streaming, before things like K-pop Demon Hunters.
What?
It's all the rage, Russ. Nowadays, kids are getting the most violent, goriest games that there are, but back then, the only way to really get that to us is if they took a property like Nightmare on Elm Street and they scrubbed it clean of anything that was even remotely similar to the movie, but put Freddy's face on the box, and then we wanted it.
Damn, did it work.
So, Russ, let's look at some of the most notable versions of these, how they were toned down, how they were received, why publishers even thought this was okay to do.
Or in some cases, they wanted Americans to enlist in the army, and they were trying to get us as kids. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
First up, 1990s, A Nightmare on Elm Street from LJN.
Yes, that logo.
Yeah, dude, it's like a
rainbow.
A rainbow, and they're known for crap. As we all know, Freddy Krueger, pop culture icon. By around this time, 1990, when it came out, he had pretty much reached his most cartoonish levels. He wasn't necessarily scary to me anymore.
Nah, there were 5 films at this point.
Right, but the NES game was complete trash.
He might have been a cultural icon in all those other arenas, but not in the video game world.
And here's what I remember from playing this game outside of the fact that it was confusing and made no sense. You're fighting snakes and bats and generic enemies, but you're collecting bones.
That kind of makes sense, though.
It does, but here's the thing.
That's actually one that you could tie into Nightmare 3.
My ultimate disappointment is that I wanted to play as Freddy. Who wants to play as one of the victims? Nightmare on Elm Street, the game? I want to play as Freddy.
Do you think that's where Nintendo drew the line? Well, it would be fun to play as Freddy, but we're going to catch too much hell.
Did you ever beat A Nightmare on Elm Street? Do you know what happens at the end?
No.
No one got far.
Dude, I don't even remember what a level was in that.
Look at this. You're walking around. It looks like every other Nintendo game at the time.
Well, you're fighting oversized rats, just like you saw in Nightmare 4.
You're punching them out. Luckily, we've got playthroughs to look at because I never got past probably the first 10 minutes of this game, so we can actually see what happens at the very end. So look, you're a ninja. Looks like you turn into a ninja. You actually do fight Freddy. There's a floating head of Freddy, a couple floating heads, but then once you finally fight him and beat him, here he is. He's a little goofy. He's jumping around. You're shooting
honestly,
web.
For Nintendo, that's not bad, I guess.
So you beat him, and then you throw the bones in the furnace. And one other touchstone for all of these games, no payoff at all. It was literally one screen that said, so, the evil's purged, fire purifies all, the end. After all that shit.
Yeah, man, you save the princess, now turn this shit off and go outside.
It's bright.
Oh, and they even leave you with a little cliffhanger there.
They do. There you have it. A Nightmare on Elm Street, one of the worst examples of an R-rated NES game.
We'll see, bitch. We'll just see.
Don't even complain about this intro, Matt. This popping up when you put that game in, oh my God.
Friday the 13th, Jason had become extremely recognizable. This was 1989, also LJN. This one has an average playthrough of 48 minutes. Can you imagine? We played this for hours of our life and got nowhere.
It's got a death curse.
This game was one of the most frustrating experiences of the 1980s.
And this was also one again where, hey, are we going to be able to play as Jason? No, you're not. You're going to play a counselor or a victim. You're going in and out of cabins. You would enter a house and it would look like this.
You can't go left or right. You go straight.
And
now
then,
you have to go right. See, I remember this.
I don't remember this shit at all. I wouldn't even know what to do.
All the time. You go straight.
Even this menu, change, pass, cure, take. I'm like, what am I even looking at? I gave up on this game so fast.
See, I know all that. This music that is being played when you're inside the cabins to this day frightens me. If Jason is in the cabin, all of a sudden that music would stop. It would go. And I'm not kidding. It's damn near a better jump scare than any jump scare in the Friday the 13th movies, man.
It's definitely like a cult thing now. Back then, it was panned by everybody. We just hated it. We couldn't figure out what to do, but one of the most iconic, legendary death screens. You and your friends are dead.
Talk about keeping it real. Holy shit. Even as a kid, I knew this was so sinister. And I was like, what adult would put this at the end of a Nintendo game?
Finally managed to defeat Jason, but is he really dead? We're not telling. End.
End. No, the end. End. This is the greatest game of all time, Matt.
No payoff.
Honestly, if you wasted so much time to beat this game, that's exactly what you deserve.
Let's talk about one that had no cultural significance for children at all. The 1987 NES game for Platoon. There was no reason that I would want Platoon, buy Platoon, or that anyone would buy it for me, but sure enough, NES has a Platoon game made from Ocean. That's the name of the company. You know, obviously there's games like Contra, there was games like Commando, and we probably looked at it like, I don't know what Platoon is, but you see an army guy on the cover, and you're like, oh, this must be, you know, that. Minus, you know, the drug addiction and moral ambiguity of all the characters. You had to make it a certain way.
I wanted to play as Tom Berenger.
I shit on all you.
Oddly, it kind of does look like Platoon.
Graphics don't look terrible.
Don't look
it just kind of looks boring. It looks like you're actually shooting real bullets and killing real people and jumping over real like traps and trips. There's like a morale meter.
Where was that where the people were making the game? They should have applied it to themselves.
When morale gets low, he sparks up a doobie. Who are you playing as? Sheen? Berenger?
Depp.
Who is it? What on earth possessed him to make...
It's a recruitment tool, man. It is. Be
the
honest. It is. Dude, the reason why games like this existed, this is a push for children to normalize and accept war as a way of life. This is noble.
Looks like you can beat this thing in 15 minutes or less. Oh, and that's with credits. What's the...
Hey, Matt, you get an actual screen that's worth finishing the game. Look.
I mean, it looks fairly cinematic. This is the final thing where you're
What
like...
is it? You get on a plane and go home?
PTSD for the rest of your life? There it is. That's what happens when you win. What's he doing? Cutting himself? Jesus Christ.
See, I was always holding out for the Born on the 4th of July video game.
Penis! Penis! Big fucking erect penis, Mom! Penis!
Let's move over to one that it made a lot of sense as to why it was out, and that's Robocop, 1989 from Data East. Robocop, definitely another pop culture icon. He had a cartoon, he had a TV show, but again, for once, and I guess there's no other way around it, you got to play as Robocop.
Well, that would be strange, Matt, if they switched it up on this one. Who else would you play as?
Lewis.
Plays Lewis.
The Ed 209.
Honestly, that sounds badass. To play a video game as Ed 209?
Yeah.
Why haven't they done that now?
Ed 209 is the final boss.
Hey.
Because they had to remove basically everything else. It's just like a side scroller. You're just punching dudes and dogs. Watch when he shoots. He kind of like does that.
Oh.
He does that move. There it is.
Oh.
He's got the move.
Dude, that is awesome. I never played this game as a child, so I'm seeing this for the first time.
Yeah, there's a lot of like punching through walls and like trying to find different pathways. No blood, no satire.
No Kurtwood Smith.
I never miss a game.
Here's the ending where you're fighting the Ed 209, which doesn't look bad.
I'm kind of angry I didn't play this as a kid.
Yeah, I definitely rented this at least once.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Never played it.
There is a little bit of the scene from the actual ending. Like, let's see, there he is. Directive 4.
Oh, no.
And he punches him, shoots him. They don't show it, and then he does that.
Are they going to do him falling out of the building?
No,
Oh.
but then that's it. Thank you for your cooperation. Stay out of trouble.
That's kind of fire. I like that. Man, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to give the Robocop NES game a thumbs up. I liked everything I saw here.
Most of these games were probably a little clunky or whatever, but compared to whatever else we just watched, it's the most realistic and straightforward.
I'm sure by the time this video game came out, the sequels had come out, a cartoon had come out, etc. I don't think this video game was the culprit in watering down Verhoeven's masterpiece.
You just walk around the streets and everybody's out to get you. You're just killing everything.
Detroit. They nailed it.
They nailed it.
I'd buy that for $1.
Rambo, 1988 from Acclaim. I actually never played this NES game, but I did have Rambo 3 on Genesis, and it was one of my favorites. They feature that in 4 rooms.
Happy New Year.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on in this one. There's like floating skulls. Like, again, you have to take out the whole Brian Dennehy police chase.
That might be Dennehy's skull.
Yes.
Kind of looks like him.
It takes an hour and a half to beat this bad boy, not 15 minutes like Platoon. At the end, you have to fight an attack chopper, which I don't remember that from the first movie, but I do remember that from like the third one, maybe.
Well, to be fair, they're not calling it First Blood. They're calling it Rambo.
They
so
are.
They can take from, I guess, 3 movies at this time.
1988.
Or was there only 2?
That looks like your friend that you're killing there. That one guy with the beret.
Troutman?
Doesn't that look like Troutman?
You gotta kill Troutman.
You gotta kill.
That's messed up. We bring Troutman in to calm him down. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Look at all these bombs getting dropped. There's grenades and arrows. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at. How many different...
Who is the enemy in this game?
Everything. Literally everything is.
You know, it would be a great game if they actually did make a First Blood video game where you're just in the woods and you're setting up traps, trying to stay alive. A survival game, a Lord of the Flies type game.
Look at this end screen. After you beat that chopper, get on the chopper quick.
Dude, did they just try to put a Predator reference in there?
I think they got the Stallone likeness pretty good too here. What does the music sound like? Sounds like Punch Out.
It does.
Thank you, Rambo. We knew that you would save them. I don't make orders. I just take them like you. What? What is the ending to this game? There are more men out there. Find them, or I'll find you.
I have no idea what's going on now, man. This game went off the rails. I thought we were watching the end screen where Rambo goes home.
I want for my country to love me as much as I love it. Thank you for trying. Yeah, you too, Rambo.
That's what Rambo always espoused. Give up.
Give up.
Fuck 'em.
Another one that had no business being for children, and that's Dirty Harry. When did Nintendo, like, talk? Let's listen to what he has to say.
Go ahead, make my day.
It's actually not bad.
Was that really on Nintendo?
Mindscape's 1990 NES game Dirty Harry, which that's pretty good likeness of
That
Clint.
really is.
Now let's take a look at the game itself.
Oh, that's Nintendo.
You're fighting snakes.
Dude, like, seriously, every game you fight snakes.
You gotta fight snakes. Since when does Dirty Harry, like, kick blocks? And what's that, a skeleton he just fought? Yeah, it kind of looks like that Rolling Thunder game, which I did like.
Rolling Thunder, like the movie?
NES probably has that too.
They probably do. The bonus level is when you get your hand stuck in the sink.
I mean, it's a lot of sewer crawling I'm noticing here. And Clint Eastwood's in a suit.
How do you think they call him Dirty? He's always crawling around in sewers, man.
I don't think Mindscape, who put this out, saw Dirty Harry.
Nah, I don't even think they saw any movie.
And I don't remember this many soldiers. I like his stance. That's pretty cool.
You know what they nailed? The gun. Look how big the gun is. Did you see when he had it pointed?
I did. And now, again, you're fighting another attack helicopter, and you're shooting a missile launcher at it. Okay, well, Dirty Harry, you gave it a good go.
A lot of things can happen to dog shit.
Die Hard. Again, very rated R, but it didn't matter. 1991, Activision. I think, if I remember correctly, it's like top-down.
Oh, wow.
And you're kind of running around the Nakatomi Plaza like this.
I was never a fan of this style of game.
It sucked.
It's confusing.
I think this at least was fairly faithful to the story of the movie itself, where you're kind of walking around the different levels, you're picking up different things.
I mean, the film itself kind of lends itself to a video game.
Welcome to the party, pal. I want to see a few of those clips. 25 minutes to play through this game if you really wanted to. Let's see what the end looks like. Oh, there's Hans right there, and your wife. Okay, so you kill them. Hey, they're back together.
Look, Fifth Element Bruce Willis shows up.
Oh, Carl's back. Oh, and Al shoots him.
We got Al's redemption in the story.
They did a good job trying to capture the essence, even though this game looks kind of like shit.
They did a great job. They didn't even spoil the entire thing.
So Die Hard, 1991, good old Activision.
Cute toy.
To wrap up, we're going to do a 3-pack of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a household name. There's no chance in hell you weren't going to get Nintendo games of every movie that he put out. So let's start with Total Recall. The part I remember the most is the X-ray room. Because that was such a cool part of the movie when you were a kid. I was like, wow. And then they have that. Do you remember fighting Sharon Stone as the first boss?
I remember fighting Sharon Stone and the X-ray.
And it's only 18 minutes long. The game starts where it sounds like everybody's already after you.
What the fuck did I do wrong?
Tell me this doesn't look like glory holes with dicks coming out. Look at it. Look.
Stop.
See it?
No, dude.
It's a bunch of glory holes. Look at him. Here's Michael Ironside. Badass as hell. They even got his comb over right. A lot of punching dogs, soldiers, cats. He's got the towel on his head. So we got a couple story beats. Not bad. Here's Mars. And it looks like you do fight Cohagen. Here he is coming up.
You just stand in the same place
and just kill him.
And have a rhythm without you.
Then he's dead. Yeah. Game over. And you control the reactor. There it is. let the air free. At least there's some payoff to this.
That is true, and you feel rewarded. You saved an entire planet.
Total runtime, 19 minutes. Congratulations. You brought life to a dying world. That is the ending I can get behind.
Yeah, that's inspirational.
So Predator was one that I played a ton. 1989, looks like you could get through this thing in 37 minutes. This is just some side-scrolling jungle. You know, you're like jumping on blocks and killing different dudes.
Exactly like Contra.
But they had a part called Big Mode, where you're like running and gunning with a bigger version of Arnold. This is cool, but then you have some weird purple background. You would run through this, you would fight the Predator for like a second, and then it would get away, and you'd have to keep on playing. By the time you got to the end of this game, all you really did was fought a giant Predator head. Like, that's it. You're at the end here, and you're actually just fighting the Predator's head.
Well, Matt, I'll take my Total Recall glory holes any day over this.
Look at this thing. And then, oh, there it is. Just like the movie, Predator gets defeated. He sets off the nuke. The huge explosion shakes the ground and lights up the sky. In the middle of the smoke and debris stands Major Schaefer. I don't remember his last name being Schaefer. I just remember Dutch. Congratulations, you have survived. I got the impression at the end of Predator, he wasn't going to survive. And then lastly, Terminator 2, which honestly, I don't personally remember. In this one, you're playing as the Terminator, which makes sense. You're playing as Arnie. This looks pretty cool. You're running around with like your minigun. You're fighting people. There's a lot of scenes from the movie. Look at this. This looks pretty sick
awesome.
on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
You got an Edward Furlong representation. And then here's the T-1000. You're fighting him next to the molten metal. They actually did a decent job with this, but what they decided to do was to cash in a little bit more and do the original Terminator. The Terminator 1 is just straight dumb, where you play as Kyle Reese. Here he is. Look at this shit.
Why are his legs wobbling?
So this is you in the future. This is you jumping around in the future.
So this is Terminator Salvation.
Come with me if you want to live.
You're trying to find, I guess, the time machine. There's cyborgs walking around, blobs that are dropping on your head. There's a part where you finally make it to modern day. You just look like, you know, a hobo running around with your gray lab coat on.
I see a dog. You better kill it, Reese. That's the rules of Nintendo.
Why is this fun? Can you imagine buying a game called Terminator and this is what you end up playing?
Yes, because this is 1991, you said, and they're going all the way back to 84. It would feel like an obvious cash grab.
Easy money.
Especially if the Terminator 2 game was that good.
Nobody wants to play as Reese.
So you're suggesting they make a game where you're the T-800 walking around killing women as if they're Sarah Connor?
Well, you're gonna redesign the whole game to not make any sense anyway, so at least make me be the robot and have me killing these dogs and random henchmen. Why do I have to be Kyle Reese? He looks stupid as hell. They try to like keep the ending the same, but you fight the T-800 with your bare fists. You just punch him.
Imagine if he had done that in the movie. That would have been hysterical.
And look, you just duck. You just duck and punch. And there's like the compactor down there that I think you end up throwing him into.
Hey, that's accurate to the movie then.
Very accurate. If you even got this far after playing as silly ass Kyle Reese the whole time, congratulations, you've saved Sarah Connor and terminated the T-101.
What the hell is a T-101?
Exactly.
Cyberdyne Systems Model 101.
No.
So Russ, that's our roundup of NES games that were hard R in the theater.
I enjoyed reliving all those scarring childhood moments with you.
Some of those are deep-seated memories, most of which, again, are me being so depressed and frustrated that this is the game I've got for the weekend, and it doesn't look like I was hoping it would look. I didn't get past the first level before I had to go back to school. But thank you for watching. Thank you for going down memory lane with us. Let us know if you remember any other R-rated movie NES game tie-ins that you also really loved.
There were actually other video games based on movies that I highly enjoyed. They just weren't rated R.
Check out some other videos that we've got out there. We live stream every other week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
To beat my high score.